Good day. I have with me Daleen Frey. She's a practicing attorney specialising in labour law with the firm Christo Smith Attorneys in Mbombela. And I'm talking to her about the recent decision of the CCMA regarding termination of service, which was upheld as being substantively fair. And we're going to find out from her what exactly the case entails and what one can expect from the future. Daleen, what is the meaning of this case?
The meaning of the case is that one treats now very carefully, because we were all waiting for the first dismissal case with regards to be vaccinated or not to be vaccinated in the employment relationship. And this case actually confirmed that yes, one can actually run the risk now of losing your employment should you refuse to get vaccinated.
It is being described as substantively fair. On what grounds will that be?
In terms of the vaccination history and the whole setup about the vaccine, is that the commissioner had, and substantively, he needs to actually make sure that the employer did everything correctly substantively, meaning that there is merits. And with that, he needs to go and find out, but was there a mandatory vaccination policy? Was there a risk assessment that was done correctly? And what did the individual, there was an opportunity for her given to present her case. If you do not want to get vaccinated, you have the right to apply for exemption. And there's two grounds for exemption. The one is in terms of the constitution of your bodily integrity, that you may refuse, and the other one is medical. Most of the exemptions that is being done is in terms of medical, where your doctors actually assist you with the medical reports confirming, but you will run a higher risk if you get vaccinated. And 9 of the 10 times the employer will rather accept that application. But in this case, she only applied in terms of her constitutional right of bodily integrity. So the commissioner had to weigh up the two, the fact that there was a mandatory policy. She did apply. According to the summary, it seems like the respondent did do everything correctly. The commissioner did not find any fault from his side, and then you have to weigh up. But what is more important, the constitution, her constitutional right to body integrity, and then the health of all the other employees to take in consideration. And the most interesting thing is that the commissioner actually quoted a Labour judge. This is from Judge Roland Sutherland. He's a deputy judge president, and he said the following: there has been as yet only mild protest that this adoption of no vaccine, no entry policy violates freedom of choice. In my view, it's a wrongness question. The proper question is whether or not an individual is sufficiently civic-minded to appreciate that a duty of care is owed to colleagues and others with whom contact is made to safeguard them from harm. If one wishes to be an active member of the community, then there's a legitimate interest of the community that trumps the preference of the individual.
You mentioned some processes in your previous answer. Not everyone will be dismissed because of not being vaccinated.
In early last year, 2021, the Department of Labour, the Director of Labour, gave out directives for every company employer to actually follow should he actually want to have a mandatory vaccination policy. Now, that includes that you have to do a risk assessment. So not every employee in your workplace has to go for a vaccination. So part of it is that you have to identify your employees, which ones is at risk, which one needs to be vaccinated, and which one's not. If it's possible that the individual of the employee can work from home, then there's no need for to be vaccinated. So as soon as you identify the risk assessment, and there is certain individuals that is identified to go for a vaccination, then you have to inform them, and you have to guide them, and you need to actually assist them. But should they refuse to go for that, like I said, there's two, it's the body, your constitutional right, as well as the medical exemption, that you have to apply for exemption for medical reasons. And in that inquiry, the employer make again a decision if it's gonna be sufficient or not sufficient. So not every individual, if he just refuse, will be dismissed because depending upon his reasons for not actually get vaccinated.
This also does not mean that every employer can go and fire someone
No, not at all, because before you can do that, one needs to go make sure that he has followed all the directives, that there is a risk assessment done properly, that there was consultations done properly, that the individual that refused was given an opportunity to state the case why that individual employee refuses.